Cable Bahamas has always been considered the innovator.
People can have confidence in Cable Bahamas as a mobile operator because of our past history. We've proven to the Bahamian community that we are in fact able to manage additional services as a telecommunications company.
Customers expect the best from Cable Bahamas.
The technology that we bring is revolutionary technology because we know that the Bahamian public, they deserve it, and Cable Bahamas is here to bring it to them.
We are ready. Turn us on.
The gender vote appears set for yet another delay. The Prime Minister meets with Bahamar officials today, plus VAT collection exceeds expectations. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Vonnie Toot and NV12 starts now. Topping news tonight, National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage said today government has not abandoned the referendum on gender equality. However, he could not say when the vote would take place. Prime Minister Perry Christie said he hopes to be able to come to the Bahamian people soon and give them answers. However, Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner says a gender vote under this Christie administration is a long shot. Dana Smith reports.
The government supports the constitutional referendum. So any delays will not be because the government doesn't support it. We want you all to support it.
I do. All right. Thank you.
Write that in your papers.
I just believe that it's a long shot. It's a very long shot. And it's sad because, you know, a society that does not have full equality for its citizens obviously is negating the fact that those citizens can contribute even more to the development and growth of our country.
Butler Turner was asked if she believes the proposed constitutional referendum on gender equality will happen under this Christie administration. The poll appears set for yet another delay, according to Constitutional Commission Chairman Sean McQueenie, who told the Nassau Guardian he does not know when the referendum will take place, but it will clearly not happen next month, as was said by the Prime Minister. The referendum has already been delayed 4 times, and Butler Turner told NB12 she also expects the referendum will be delayed once more.
I think that this does not look good or reflect well on the government, considering that this was a huge pronouncement by them at the beginning of this administration to make this happen. As you will recall, historically, this is something that was opposed by the government, and they said they would have brought it back in their administration. At this stage, it looks really doubtful that we're going to actually have a constitutional referendum.
When he was asked about McQueenie's comments as he was leaving Parliament, Nottage told reporters he didn't have any information regarding the status of the referendum.
I really do not have any new information at this time. I commit to giving you whatever new information I get when I get it.
However, Nottage added the referendum has not been abandoned by government.
It's still very much on the plan.
Until it comes off, it's on.
The National Security Minister could not give a date for when exactly the constitutional referendum would happen, but he said it's still a priority for government.
Absolutely. I'm in favor of it. 1,000%. Problem is that you all are not in favor of it.
Government has hopes for bipartisan support on all 4 of the constitutional bills. However, members from both sides of the political divide have voiced their opposition to one or more of the bills. Presently, the bills remain in the committee stage in the House of Assembly. Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
Prime Minister Christie said today he firmly hopes Bahamar stakeholders will come to an agreement to get the $3.5 billion resort open. Christie confirmed he had another meeting with officials from both sides today. His comments come after opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis called on Christie to work around the clock to ensure they reach a resolution. Christie said last week the developer cannot get an opening date from the contractor, and the contractor will not commit to such a date until certain payments are made. Bahamar's opening has already been delayed 3 times. Nearly 6 months after the implementation of value-added tax, Minister of State for Finance Michael Halkidis says government has raked in more revenue than projected. Simone Davis reports.
Halkidis said most of the VAT collections are going toward the country's national deficit so that the government no longer has to borrow money. The Minister of State for Finance noted that since the January 1st implementation, VAT collections have surpassed what the government projected, which was to collect around $150 million in the first 6 months. He suggested that the government has already collected more than that before the 6-month mark.
The collections are a bit ahead of our projections. As a matter of fact, what we undertook to do was to just be very conservative in our projections. And so we are running ahead of our projections. We hope that trend continues, and so that we realize the revenue. And of course, everybody's asking what's the money going to be used for. And I just would like to remind us all we had significant shortfalls for years. And so at the very beginning, what will happen is you'll see those shortfalls begin to disappear. And so the government less and less have to borrow money just to fund its day-to-day operations.
When asked the exact amount of revenue the government has collected thus far from VAT, Halkidis was unable to give that number, but said it would be revealed in a week and a half at the next budget meeting. However, he did confirm that most of the revenue came from customs, which brought in about $15 million per month.
I don't have the exact figure, but we'll be able to share it with you. I don't have the exact number, but we've been averaging, like I said, about $15 million on the border from customs and another 15 to 17 from the monthly filers, and then a bit more from the quarterly filers, which of course would be their revenues from January to March. But at the budget, we'll be able to give you the exact figures. But again, we're very encouraged by it.
He also said since the Christie administration took office 3 years ago, the national deficit has greatly decreased. And with the remaining 2 years the government has, he intends to bring it down even more until there is no deficit at all.
There's always this question out there. What's going to happen? Is the government going to go on a spending spree? And we assure them that's not the case. And we'll be able to demonstrate when we get to the budget that over these last 3 years of this administration, we have consistently been bringing the deficit down, and you'll see a continuation of that this year and projected into next year.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
Still to come, what the Chamber Chairman thinks of the draft Freedom of Information bill. The details are after this break.